Were the assassins acting independently, or were they part of an international conspiracy?
Were the SWAT officers remiss in their duties by... What was that?
This is Sergeant Markosian. Metro Station is under attack by unknown forces. All officers gear up and report to the armory immediately. Repeat, Metro Station is under attack.
Stay in here and take cover. Now excuse me while I find out just what the hell's going on in my station.
Dynamic movement located. What a scoop!
Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. We have a visible threat. Suspect spotted. Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. Spotted. We have a weapon in high ready. We have a visible threat. Does not appear to be an active threat at this time.
Suspect neutralized. Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. We have a
Let me get my video
threat.
camera. Mind if I watch?
Suspect neutralized. Suspect neutralized.
Suspect spotted. Suspect spotted. Does not appear to be an active threat at this time.
Suspect spotted. Does not appear to be
No
an active threat at this
unnecessary
time.
sounds. Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. We have a visible threat.
Suspect ready. We have a visible threat.
Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. We have suspect neutralized. Suspect spotted. Weapon in high. Suspect neutralized. I'm hit.
Suspect neutralized. Suspect neutralized.
Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. We have a visible threat. I'm throwing fire from an unknown location.
Suspect neutralized.
I'm hit. Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. We have a visible threat. Suspect neutralized. Suspect neutralized.
Thanks, officer. Thanks a lot.
Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. Successful. We have a visible threat. Safety. I'm throwing fire from an unknown location.
What a story! Hostage rescued.
Suspect neutralized.
Dynamic movement, officer.
Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. I'm drawing fire from an unknown location. Threat. Suspect spotted. Weapon in high ready. We have a visible threat. Suspect neutralized. Suspect neutralized. Suspect neutralized.
You guys are heroes!
Chief reporting a successful hostage rescue. Suspect neutralized. A booby trap!
Suspect spotted.
No
Weapons in high
unnecessary
ready.
sound.
We have a visible threat.
unknown location. I'm drawing fire from an unknown location.
The papers are gonna have a field day with this. I want to talk to my lawyers.
Suspect under arrest.
Today is a tragic day for SWAT. Among the fallen, we must include Sergeant Griffin Marcosian, a 27-year veteran of the force and one of the finest police officers I have ever known. Griff is survived by his wife Peggy and their 4 daughters. I know I speak for all of us when I say he'll be sorely missed. I'll attempt to carry out the debriefing in his place, if such a thing is possible. As many of you are aware, Mayor Prescott graced us with a visit just before the terrorist attack. Maybe he felt compelled to thank us in person for saving his ass. I mean, for preventing his assassination. Perhaps after we've pieced this puzzle together, the mayor will have a few additional words for us. Several news people were rescued. That's doing things the way they should be done. Good work, D Platoon. Multiple terrorists were arrested in this operation. We're holding them for questioning. You did a good job out there, people. Be proud. The wounded suspects are expected to live to do their time in jail. The department commends the responsible officers for coming down hard on a dangerous situation. Today was as bad as it gets, but you performed with great skill and courage, neutralizing dangerous terrorists. There will be an investigation, but I'm confident that the actions taken will be ruled in-policy shootings. Officers went down today because you got careless and screwed up. We'll be training harder and smarter from now on to avoid situations like this in the future. Considering that Metro itself was attacked by well-equipped terrorists with the advantage of surprise, it wasn't a bad outcome, though I think we could have done better. There was some gunplay and resulting injuries. Whether the shooting was necessary and in policy will be determined by further investigation. However, we did take the terrorists into custody before any innocents got hurt, and that's doing our job. To summarize, over the past few hectic months, we've seen a lot of terrorist activity, culminating in the siege on Metro today. Perhaps by examining what we know, we'll uncover the motivation for this senseless violence. We know that pamphlets recovered at the Victory Federal Bank were published by an organization called the Five Eyes. During questioning, persons suspected of instigating the San Fernando Valley riot avowed similar opinions to those found in the pamphlets. We believe that this Five Eyes group, or cult, or whatever, was responsible for both the bank robbery and the riot. PCE is an unusual analog of the hallucinogen PCP, commonly known as angel dust. The fact that we confiscated bags of PCE at both the Melody Trailer Park and the Topanga Canyon compound establishes the link, albeit a tenuous one, between the residents at these 2 locations. Whether one group was selling and the other buying, or whether they're all part of the same organization, is as yet unknown. Victory Federal provided us with the serial numbers of the money stolen from the bank. Some of this money showed up at the phony domestic dispute call-up. No doubt this organization is perpetrating robberies to finance their terrorist operations. During the hostage situation in the law office, we recovered the suspect's cell phone. Hitting the redial connected us with an address in geographic proximity to the phony domestic call-up. Further investigation at the auto body repair shop showed it to be abandoned, but in such a hurry that the lights were still on. The owners checked out clean, but I suspect a connection between the shop employees and the residents at 5150 Old Chatsworth Road. During the call-up in Lawyer Finch's office, one enterprising officer recovered a brochure for a proposed housing development. This development was to be built on the Mojave Gravel Quarry site. On contacting the quarry's owner, we learned that a local business consortium had been pressuring him to sell to them. This he refused to do. He thought he'd heard the last of them, but then the quarry exploded. Now this is where things get interesting. Suspecting a connection between Finch and Reston, we got a search warrant for the lawyer's office. Detectives went through the files and discovered that Finch is legal counsel for the business consortium. This group of entrepreneurs includes some of the richest men and women in Los Angeles, and in a shocking conflict of interests, our own dear Mayor Prescott. Unfortunately, we don't have enough evidence to see the whole picture. We suspect that a terrorist organization has been carrying out clandestine operations intended to wreak havoc on Los Angeles. They may be operating under orders from higher-ups, possibly wealthy businessmen with government connections. However, without the facts to back us up, prosecution will be limited to the suspects in custody. How about it, Mayor? Can you shed any light on what happened here today?
No, I have no statement to make at this time. I came to Metro to thank you for SWAT's protection during that assassination attempt at Griffith Park. Little did I suspect I'd be indebted to you for my life today as well.
Just doing our job, Mayor. I still think it's an odd coincidence that you show up here with a sidearm right before all this went down. People, that terrorists would dare attack Metro itself is a lasting black mark against the credibility of the LAPD. Unfortunately, it's also the kiss of death for my career. The governor has already made it clear that he expects my resignation by morning. I'm afraid it will take years for the force to live this down, and who knows what the terrorists will do next.